Welcome to Meeplepopolis, home to a couple hundred of the cutest meeples you'll ever see. Meeples are a lot like people, so if a little one isn't meeting milestones, it's important to intervene. That's exactly what Miss Brandy does as a developmental specialist for the Meeplehood League Center. And today is one of her favorite days. She gets to meet a new family. This is Kona, Mek, and their little guy Elsker. They've been worried because Elsker doesn't respond to his name and doesn't turn when someone speaks to him. Tests didn't show a problem, but it's clear something is going on. Miss Brandy listens while she watches Elsker, and she has lots of questions. Families know their meeples best, so she wants to hear all they have to say. Miss Brandy also notices that Elsker rocks and lines up his toys. She wonders if he's actually showing signs of autism. She asks Kona and Mek, is this something they've ever considered? Because she knows a meeple with autism who is very similar to Elsker. Mek says they have noticed these things but didn't think it was anything to worry about because every meeple is different. Kona feels upset. When she was young, meeples who were different were not treated very well, and she doesn't want that for Elsker. After all, he is also very smart and just likes being on his own. Miss Brandy listens and understands. She assures them she will be there to support them and Elsker and will be back next week. But that night, after Elsker goes to sleep, Kona and Mek can't stop thinking about what Miss Brandy said. What would other meeples say? How would he be treated in school? Mek wonders if Elsker is too young to really know, and maybe they need some more time. They decide not to think about it anymore and to wait to see what happens. But neither of them slept very well that night, or the next night, or the one after that. In fact, Kona and Mek each wondered if autism might explain some of Elsker's quirks. It becomes a feeling they can't shake. Finally, they decide to talk more with Miss Brandy. The following week, Miss Brandy listens and reminds Kona and Mek that with or without autism, Elsker is the same meeple. Knowing whether he has autism is simply a way to help him get what he needs so he can develop to his full potential. This helps. While still scared, Kona and Mek decide to get Elsker tested for autism. Miss Brandy explains what to expect, and while the process is not quick, Kona and Mek eventually have an answer. Elsker has autism. Even though they knew this was a possibility, Kona and Mek feel sad and they aren't sure what to do next. Miss Brandy shares with them all of their different options for intervention. Knowing and intervening early can really make a difference. Miss Brandy knows an intervention won't be effective if it isn't a good fit for their family. She asks them to keep one question in mind while deciding, what do they think will work best for their family? That night, with a lot of bravery, Kona and Mek sit down to look at everything together. Eventually, they land on a brochure about the play project. They like that they will be the ones helping Elsker, using their relationship with him to nurture his social development. It feels like a good fit for their family. As it turns out, Miss Brandy is also a play project consultant and can begin right away. For the first step, Miss Brandy will make a video of both Mek and Kona playing with Elsker. But Kona is horrified at the idea of being on video. She doesn't like the way she looks on camera and feels embarrassed at the idea. Miss Brandy understands. This is something that is different and takes some time to get used to. She explains how it will help them and how nice it is to show progress over time. She shows Mek and Kona videos on MeepleTube of another meeple's first visit and progress 1 year later. The changes were drastic. Kona still doesn't love the idea, but she agrees to try. This entire process has pushed her way outside of her comfort zone, but she really wants what is best for Elsker. And so it begins! Miss Brandy tells the meeples the key to play project is to enjoy doing what Elsker loves to do, and then he will enjoy spending time with them. It's slow progress, but Mek starts to notice something. When he hands Elsker his toy as he lines them up, for just a brief second, Elsker looks at him. Then it happens again! Miss Brandy, Kona, and Mek celebrate. What a big moment! Miss Brandy continues to coach and model techniques, and Kona works a lot on talking to Elsker about how things look, feel, taste, sound, or smell. She talks about everything they do together. Sometimes she uses a silly voice and it makes Elsker smile. Month after month, Play Project feels less like work and more like playing with Elsker. Kona has nearly forgotten she doesn't like being on video because she is learning so much. And with each new connection, her and Mek feel closer than ever to Elsker. After months of intervening, Miss Brandy sits down with Kona and Mech and shows them their first video. They can't believe it! Elsker is a totally different Meeple now. They know he still has a long way to go, but they can't believe how far he's come.